for those reasons. And then another big discussion, by the way, on the right, specific to equity, is what does equity mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is a big one.
So if you mean equality of opportunity, like everyone should have the opportunity to be in the interview and get a job offer, that's, I think, one thing that most people agree on. I haven't seen anybody disagree with that at all. The question then is opportunity of outcome. And I've thrown this out because there was a famous memo from a guy named James Damore at Google when they were talking about the lack of diversity with programmers at Google. And so he wrote a memo that framed a lot of discussions around the evolutionary biology, some of which was poo-pooed. But the idea there was, he said, if we have 1,000, I'm paraphrasing and I'm putting my own stuff in here now, but if there's 1,000 developers at Google, DEI training specific to Robin's, literature is that we need to have 50% of our culture, of our company, diverse. So let's just keep black and white again here. It's impossible to measure opportunity of outcome when it comes to equality specific to programming. And our culture is 12% black, and who knows what the pool of candidates are for black coders or programmers. And so how do you then fulfill that? And that's another big pushback on the right specific to DEI training in general, is that we're now recalibrating or rearticulating affirmative action, which is illegal here in California. How does that look? And what does that training look like? And how does all of that play out? And that's probably a little too deep to get into here, but that there are so many valid arguments on the right pushing back on people like Robin DiAngelo. And that's why I think she's actually doing more harm than good, specific to her attitude, the way she comes across. Like, she's smirking when she's telling people that they're racist. She's using examples of white tears. She's using examples of categorizing white people as arrogant and abrasive and not humble. And that is the worst thing you can do, specific to powerful people. And if you want to see like a case in motion right now against white powerful people, it's Texas. Right? Keep pushing. You got fucking Ted Cruz, the worst human being on planet Earth, right? Just like CRT and he doesn't even know what he's talking. And he's a Harvard educated lawyer himself. If you push powerful people in the wrong direction, they will push back harder. And that's what's happening in Texas. That's what's happening in Texas right now. And with the GOP in general. The fact that there's 21 states filing legislation to ban CRT is a pushback because of people like Robin DiAngelo. It's because of intersectionality training that has gone way too far in the accusational. And I interviewed a professor from Notre Dame about this, and he said something unbelievably astute. He said, if you start out your education with accusatory notions as opposed to explanatory notions, it will be problematic every time. And then he said, and then he followed it up with this, and I'm paraphrasing him, but he said, if we teach the horrors of American history the proper way, it will help all of us understand racism. And he's right. That's where we're going sideways. It's not about going in and telling white executives that they are racist. It's about educating them.